This is Yerushalmi the Samach Beis and Peah, according to article Oz V'Hadar edition, and we got up to the Eretz Pilu Melecha Miras Yoshvei Ba Amar Rabbi Chanina, which is the 1, 2, 3, 6 line down, and in the Vilna, this is Amar Gimel Amar Aleph. The wide lines. Rabbi Chanina is 5 line downs in the wide line. And we're continuing with Haggadah here. When I came to Eretz Yisrael, the Sibas a Zorei, when I came to Eretz Yisrael, I took my belt, debris, and the belt of my son, Vezor the Chamri, and the belt of my my donkey, although the Pnei Moshe says the donkey driver, which perhaps is more reasonable. Makfa birsa the charuvte, and I used it to measure the circumference of the trunk of a carob tree. With all these belts together, the measuring the carob arad yisov lo matin ktsas, and it didn't reach the edge of chad charuv. I wrote cited perhaps in proper gears as kotzeh, but the point is that all these belts together could not wrap around one carob tree. Chad charuv nagan malay yodei dovshe, and skip over here. No, actually, below matin, I read it lomatin kotze chad charub, but the way they actually read is that below matin, period, didn't reach. Kotzas, I cut chad charub, one carob. The nagamo yad duvshe, and my hand was full of honey as from it. Rabbi Yochanan Yosef Sifsuf. This is the Pnei Moshe says Priya Garush Nishar B'ilam Basof, the lousy fruit at the end of the season, which we ate. Bez Yerushalmi Peah in our youth, Parskete from the best fruit. The Pnei Moshe says beside the grass Mipan Kankarisen. Because this change occurred from the parents that we ate in our old age. The Yomai Ishtana Alma, our days, the world changed. Our Belis, a seah from our bell, which is location in Eretz Yisrael. Haisa Motia would produce seah soles, a seah of fine flowers, seah chemical seah of less fine flowers, seah kibor, seah bran. Kibor is actually coarser flowers. Sorry, seah murson and seah bran, seah nagnin, which is evidently even coarser than bran. Moshe says yes. I mean murson, they are klipos, like husks. Shem shemaginim ma'ochel, because they protect the food, and he says beside the lokasila and side the parallel got it that that's not this nagina is not brought down. Ukdu now I feel chada b'chada lokam, you can't even get one saw out of a saw, much less so many saws out of a saw. Rabbi Chuna b'shem Rabbi Abun kinmon machal izinhein. He said that there's so much cinnamon in Eretz Yisrael that we used to give it to goats to eat. You saw Megadli no so, and I guess they would raise it for this purpose of feeding goats. The 2 korbanos tamid, which were young lambs, which they sacrificed every day. You need a camel in order to carry them. Ragleno goes by and their legs would touch the ground. Obviously, they were so big. There was a case of somebody who tied his goat to a fig tree. And he found dvash v'cholav, the honey from the fig tree and the milk from the goat, muravin mixed together. Obviously, eretz bas chalab ulebash, land flowing with milk and honey. Rabbi Preda Rebbe said to Rebbe Peah, Peah was famous for having taught his Talmud 400 times. Leis archami li hahi segula bego karmach. Will you not show me that skula? Says Moshe Che'enatom Marli Eshkol Hazeh Shebekarmach Hashoni Mirov Good Lo. Tell me that special cluster of grapes that you have in your vineyard, which they say is huge. Amalei said, yes, Navi Boy Mechamele. He went and wanted to show it to him. But Adu Rochuk Tzofa Beikamin Torah, at a distance, he looked and saw it was like the size of an ox. Amalei, he thought it was actual ox. Amalei Hadain Torah Mechaber Karma, because there's that ox not destroying your vineyard. Amalei Hadain Torah, that Savar, that ox that you think is an ox, who's Skula. That's a unique cluster of grapes. The Vikora love, and he said concerning this, Ad Shamelech bin Sibo Ner Di Nasan Recho. So this is actually Bitmiya, as Pnei Moshe points out. So see Pnei Moshe. Now let's go. Kol Rebbe Lev Achim Chisibo Klomar Sham Melech Esebes Panova Beisin Tishkaravu Ner Nasan Recho Oda Kerem Unoisen Reach V'Shuman Kol Kach Bitmiya. The chutzpah that the basement is destroying and giving such great fruit for who? Nobody deserves it nowadays. V'imo made up because Shesach Lotzi Peres Choshin Gdolim Ke'elu. You Ato maybe sorry Ato maybe because Shesach Lotzi Peres Choshin Gdolim Ke'elu. You have the chutzpah to produce such wonderful fruit at this point in history. Miyag Shomakach, meaning he said this to Vakshim Achrov. They tried to find the cluster. Velonim to Eshkol. The cluster was not found. Sheni got swallowed up into the ground. And that's what let's see it's again in cycle of Achim Siba Nerdi Nasan Recho, basically just Shacharivat Koim Bekashusach, Miadi Boin, they look for it, the large cock, they cannot find the cluster. Aislukame trained Puglin. They brought in front of him two I think they're turnips. Which grew between Reishat to Tzuma Rabbah. Which grew between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, obviously very quickly. But Fuki Shemitah was the after Shemitah was over. And he had to carry them by two camels. It was a huge. So Amalin, so every time they grown during Shemitah, they said lace aser. Aren't they also? Because they speak in aren't they growth from Shemitah? Growth from Shemitah is also, and what grows wild during Shemitah is Rabbanan. So then they responded to him, no, Amalei Bafuke, Reishat they were planted after Rosh Hashanah. Both the at that point, Rebbe relied on this to allow us to buy vegetables immediately Motzei Shemitah, because this he saw as a simon that the vegetables can grow quickly, and therefore we can assume the vegetables grew after Rosh Hashanah, even though it was very, very quick. Nevertheless, we see that Eretz Yisrael, particularly in the places like Beit Shan, I believe, was where this grew, were very, very quick to grow their fruits and vegetables. They asked in front of him. They asked in front of Rebbe. Was that which it says? Of shupuros tachas magrefos. That's the exact lashon of the pasuk. Of shupuros tachas magrefos seim. The sham outsoros nersum mimguros kiovish dagan. A pasuk in Yoel. What's the meaning of this pasuk? So, they said, Dvash, instead of where we once would be able to sweep up or scrape up honey, because the fruit was so rich. So now, unfortunately, now we scrape up rot. A person had a row of figs. They found a fence of honey surrounding them. Obviously, it was still a time when Eretz Yisrael was blessed. A certain individual planted a field full of lephes. Lephes is tone of his radish. Probably it's in this matter. It's just his turnip. V'hamakatea, and he would cut them umazbin. Immediately, they would grow so quickly that he would cut them right after he planted them and sell them. Ma'aseh b'shul shaba, and there was a story with a fox who came, Mekinan, and made its nest, but Rosh Shalefis at the top of a turnip. Evidently, it was a huge turnip. Ma'aseh b'shichin is a story in a place called Sichin b'kelach echad shel chardal, in a stalk of mustard shayu bo shlosha badim, which had 3 branches. Nirshach ve'emayim, one of them broke off. The sichul bo sukas yortzim, and it was so huge that they used it in to make an awning for a potter's sukkah. And they found 3 kav chardal on that one branch. I had 1 stalk of mustard in my field. I would climb up it like I climbed to the top of a fig tree. It was huge. Was a story with a certain person who planted a saw of peas. He made 300 sin. They said, they said, Kosh Baruch has begun to bless you. Don't go away. Don't say things like that. The anchas tala bishole. You're putting a negative perspective on me. Tala is interesting language. So you usually say ena bisha and ayin hara, but here it says that tala bisha negative do. The Moshe says shemiyom shenitat minechem do v'yarat tal she'ena bracha love. The tal not of a bracha came down. Would have made double that it made. I missed the Pnei Moshe, which I wanted to mention. Bonker every Mao day you'll see of Shapiros talking about the same Peros, Prudos, Hapiros Tachas and Grapeful saying evidently that they don't separate fruit by these shovels, and that the answer was that the shovels are scooping up rot instead of honey. Okay, says Gemara further. Again, so nachtas tala bishole, you put bad duam upon us, the locaine, and not said had put on the sign or b'kfil avos my would have made double. Rabbi Shimon Chalil Lafta, Shimon Chalil said, Hoya Maisish Amar Rabbi Yehuda Libno B'Sichrin. You said to son Sichin Alei Havelin Grogeres, bring us dates, mina chavios from the barrels. Olaboshi Yados, the son either went and put his hand to the barrel. Mitzvah Shalvashi, so it was honey. Amri Abba Shalvashu, it's not dates, it's honey. Amri Ashkei Chazova, go sink your hand deeper in, and then you'll find that Mala Grogros. You'll find that you have dates there as well. Ma'aseh Sham Rabbi Yossi B'no B'Tziporin. Rabbi Yossi said to his son Tzipori, Aleva Avelon Grogros Min Aliyah, go bring us dates in the second floor. Allah went up, Matzah Saliyah Tzaf Aliyah Vash, he found the second floor awash with honey. Rabbi Chanina has been Vash the Zorim. Rabbi Chanina used to sell bee honey. V'avalei Vash the Tzalion. And he had also wasp honey. Besar Yomin Arvin Tamon. So some people passed there. At some point, I guess people who were buying from him this honey, and he said, "You should know, it was obviously superior honey, and it tastes like bee honey." To say at the beginning, "Lo mitayim I don't want to mislead you astray. Having Yoshua who duvsha the obvious the honey I gave you the sign, and it was from wasps. Bone. We want that wasp honey. To tavla bidate, it's good for our work. Maybe they use it for not for eating, but for tanning hides and such like. Vavish to me say, and he said it. Rabbi China, evidently you made so much money. He set aside his wages from this wasp honey, and he used it. And he built the base medrash of Tzipori from this money. The Rois Azal Chad Asar. Rois. I'm not sure if that's the right word there. It's in the. In the article, it says Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon. That one that we got from Roya, from Rabbi Shimon. And that is in the Shunas Chos as well. Um, okay, so Shimon and Elazar went to Charas in place. Eitzka made kru mitzmak. They brought in front of him a very, very wonderful cabbage. Rashi says, Moshe says, Mavusha was cooked with stomach and was shriveled, in other words, fiyofa, and in a way which is positive, kind of like cholent, to eat. And he said, Sagit Vashum, they put a lot of honey into this cabbage. They said, we didn't put any honey in it. The cabbage was so blessed that it had the taste of honey in and of itself. Halacha Dalit. Hameda b'kfayim, somebody who is thinning out grapevines. Just like he can thin out his own grapevines. We can also thin out the grapevines of the poor people, even if their clusters which belong to them. Remember, Shlomo is allowed to do to his own grapevines. He can't take the clusters which would have gone to him and thin them out. Hakol modim, says the Gemara, everybody concedes. If you sell to your friend 10 clusters, you're not allowed to touch them. In other words, those 10 clusters belong to him. You can't thin out in among those clusters. Give a specific number. Hakol modim, but some everybody agrees. B'shutaf, by a partner. It's like you thin out yours to make them grow better because now you're friends. Rabbi Yehuda Avi Lekashuta. So Rabbi Yehuda says the ani is like a partner, so therefore you can thin out his stuff as well. Rabbi Yehuda says it's like you're selling to him, and therefore you can't thin out his stuff. Rabbi Amir said Haga Atzmecha Shtelzich depict in your mind's eye. Shalachson Chaya, if they were eaten by an animal. If you make an ani, given the status of Shuta, you would have to pay for the you have to pay for what you allowed the animals to eat. Because you're a shomer on it. You're a shomer properly. And so obviously it's not the case. You don't have to pay for what the animals eat. So therefore it cannot be have the same status as a true shuta. And the Gemara is going to, the two dots here, the Gemara is going to go into it a little bit more after the two dots, but we are ready on Sama Gimel Aleph, so we'll stop here for today.